What's up, everybody? BG here, Glassworks YouTube channel. Appreciate you watching today's video. Not sure exactly how long it's going to take to get this one out, but I'm going to be doing some work on the dash for Plan B. If you know, these S10s are notorious about cracks, busting out. I've already taken some foam, Gorilla Foam Sealer, worked it down in these cracks, sprayed layers, coat on top of it, and then kind of buffed it down, cut it down. Now I need to go back and sand it, get all the other stuff pulled out of it. Got a little spot right there. Some of these spots will be missed with the foam. It'll make pinholes, things like that. But like that crack right there, this one right here may actually have to be cut out and laid flatter. It kind of arched, but I'll work all that as I'm doing fiberglass work. I'm gonna lay thin layer of Rondo on here. It's basically Bondo and fiberglass resin mixed together. It makes it a self-leveling. You can brush it on with a paintbrush, and then you go back over it and you can skim coat it, do all that you need to, buff it, sand it down, or not buff it, but sand it down, fill all these pinholes. It'll actually fill in them little bitty small holes, cracks, seams, textures, and make it where you can make a good smooth coat on it to paint. We're going to get that painted up, trimmed up, or cleaned up, painted up, everything like that. I got interior pieces we're going to be doing paint on as well. That way we can get all these stuff ready to go back into Plan B. So anyway, stay tuned for that. You see what I got to work with so far. I mean, it's not really hard. It's labor intensive. You kind of take your time to do it. I haven't done one this big before. I have done repair pieces. So this is all going to be new to me as far as rebuilding and redoing all of this. But we can do it. Anyway, stay tuned for more. Alright, everybody. We're back out here on this dash again. All I'm going to be doing is pretty much right now I'm just kind of sanding this top coat off where that foam was at, trying to lay it out flat. I do got some more spots I got to go through. I got to glue right in here. Got to glue this down all the way across. And then this is right here. The foam was basically just to kind of help. The spray foam was just kind of help to seal the cracks. I've got to turn around and work this down because it's not flat. It's got a rise right there, so I'll probably have to cut, refill that. A few other spots I might have to work. But after I get done with this, I'm going to put some Bondo over it. Let these cracks and these spots heal up, fill up. And then I will be going over it with a coat of like Rondo, basically Bondo fiberglass mix. So I can get a good seal on it and everything like that. And get it painted. Right now I'm going to get back on this. I'll be back with it in a minute. Alright, y'all seen I smoothed it down some. I've got to do, I'll end up, when I do the Bondo, it'll help fill in these cracks so I can smooth it more level. I still got plenty of work to do on it. It's going to take another day or two. I ain't had much time to work on it, but I'll get it all smoothed out with regular Bondo. Get this all glued down. I'll have to get some epoxy. It's a bunch of clamps to hold it in place, keep it from breaking. But I think that right now is going to end up being what I get to get done today. I got a lot of stuff I got to try to get done. I'm going to have to make a trip to town so I can get some epoxy to fill, or not fill, but hold this down and find some more clamps. The best way to do it that I'm going to do, I'm going to cut a strip of wood, put a clamp here, one here, one here. That way it's got a bunch of equal pressure on it and it doesn't sink into the pad and crack the pad more. But for right now, this is what I got going. I'm going to see, because I know I don't have any epoxy, so I'm going to have to get some. And I'm going to get back on this just as soon as I can. So stay tuned for more. Alright, so we're back out here on it again. this is how I'm going to hold the dash pad down while I epoxy it. I got some Gorilla Glue brand top epoxy that I'm just going to mix up. And I'm going to put in different spots across this pad, make a thin layer all the way across for it to bond it in here. And I'm going to hold it down on this side like that. And then on this back side here where it's trying to roll up, I got this piece of wood. And I got this clamp on it to help hold it down on the back side. And then I'm going to go back and do right in here. Once this side's cured, I'm going to take some of these clamps and put them on this side to where it'll hold over there. Then when that's all said and done, I'm going to blow it down real good, wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol. And then I'm going to mix up a can of Bondo. And I'm going to smooth it out over these surfaces that are low. Like this, got that little ridge dip in it. We'll fill that in where it's smooth all across the dash front. Get all these little areas worked. Alright, so I got the epoxy in. I realized after the fact that I started that the video wasn't going. But all I did was take epoxy, mix it up, and I poured it between the crack here and the top of the pad. Now I'm just clamping the pad down so it'll adhere. I'm going to give that a little bit of time to cure. And then we'll move to the other parts of the pad and go from there. So we'll be back. Alright, you can see I've got the front side glued up. Now I'm doing the inside piece, like this lip right here and that lip right there. After I get those sanded in, all these spots that I've got that I filled in, like these cracks and stuff, I have to go back in with like Bondo, fill in cracks and stuff. But that's the next step where we're at right now. Next step's gonna be doing the fiberglass, or not fiberglass, but Bondo. Then we'll go over it with fiberglass resin and Bondo mixed together, make something what they call Rondo. It's kind of a self-leveling thing. And I'll do the whole dash pad, top dash pad, any of the front, anywhere else where it's cracked with that. Do a real thin brush on layer, wet sand it, or not wet sand it, but I'll light sand it with not a real heavy grit. Sandpaper, probably about 220, 200, 220, something like that. 150 to 220 range. I'll hit it with skim coat, you know, just a little light coat of spray paint over the top of it. That way, if I got any light spots, I can work those out, fill them in, do whatever I got to do. And then we'll, like I said, paint and or primer, paint, and all that's next. It's just a slow process when you're doing things like this, because you gotta let things dry, let them cure, and then go back and work everything. Right, Dad? Yes, son. So for now, that's what we got. I'll be back when we get back. Alright, everybody, I'm out here again on this dash. I told you I'd get back on it. What I did, I still got some more spots to fill. Had to change the orientation of the dash to do it, but I gotta get some more hardener. Anyway, what I did was took that Bondo, mixed it up, put a little bit of bottle of acetone in it to thin it up, makes it spread a little bit easier. Just a little cheap dollar store acetone, especially if you've got older Bondo. Over time, the acetone that's naturally in it will kind of dry out, so you just throw some more acetone in it, mix it up real good. And of course, also, you know, a little bit of hardener goes a long ways. The hardener he had was fast acting, or fast drying blue hardener. It's hot and it's humid outside right now, so it kind of dries really quick. But all the areas that had major cracks, I'd already filled them in. You've seen before, I filled it in with that expanding foam, sanded them smooth, shaved them down, sanded them down. Now I'm just going through and I'm putting a layer of Bondo over. I got one right there I still got to get. But, you know, when you mix Bondo, don't mix up more than you need at a time. I'm going to let this cure, then we'll sand it down. Of course, I've got to go, like I said, I got to go get some more hardener to fix this spot. This is just the preliminary, just kind of get it shaped. And then when this is done, I'm going to mix up a bigger batch of Rondo. And I'm going to brush it all the way on. It's going to be slick all the way across the top. we can sand it, give it a real nice finish, paint it, be glossed out. Then, of course, I still need to, fix these little chunks like this. This isn't going to be too bad because it's going to be covered. But I'm going to pull the glove box off so I can do these pieces in here, shape these corners better, and get the glove box painted. Once everything's sanded down smooth, like we need it, or covered in fiberglass and sanded down, we will get it painted. I got crack over here I need to kind of fix. I gotta go get some more resin. But anyways, that's where we're at on this right now. So I'll be back when I get back. I'm back out here on this dash. I saw last time I laid some Bondo on it. I got a lot of the cracks filled, smoothed down. I still got to do some more work on it. Of course, I don't want to go too deep digging it out around it because I don't want to make it weak. I just got it knocked down. The cracks filled where I can go back over it, put some Rondo over it, make a full fiberglass shell basically that goes over it with fiberglass resin, Bondo resin, or Bondo, and maybe a little bit of actual, need to go get a can of actual Bondo, fiberglass Bondo to mix in, make it stronger. I still got a couple spots I got to epoxy down, like right here, and this one right here before I do too much on the shell, because I don't want to put all that on it and then it pop up and it be warped and wavy. So I'm going to have to go get some Bondo, fiberglass Bondo. That way I can mix it up and brush it in and it'll be a little bit stronger. And we'll go from there. Alright, we're back out here. I've got the dash cleaned up, wiped down the isopropyl alcohol, however you say that word. Anyway, it's wiped down. Now I'm going to mix up some Rondo. I got short strand fiberglass reinforced filler, and I'm gonna mix in a bunch of fiberglass resin. I don't make a mess with everything. Put it in here and I'm gonna mix it up till it's got a real fine, or a real kind of thin peanut butter style consistency, a little bit thinner than that, or I can brush it on in a minute and I'll get all that set up and I'll show you. Alright, I've got I got some of that liquid resin putting in here. I have not added the hardener yet. Right now I'm just trying to get it ready to mix. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix it up till it's nice and runny. Thoroughly mixed. You don't want to see any liquid puddles of the resin. Mix along the bottom. You want all this thoroughly mixed. Putting stuff down. You see it's got little strands of fiberglass in it. I don't know how well you can see that. But now it's got a brushable consistency. We can take that over here. Get y'all set up. see, we're gonna start brushing this on. We got two different size chip brushes. I got a 2-inch and a 1-inch, and we're just going to start going with it. And as this stuff goes on, it'll self-level, and all the little nooks and crannies that it needs to go into. Be a lot less having to build up, sand, crack. Mainly, you see, I'm also just doing mainly along the top. Avoiding these areas right here because these areas are going to be covered by speaker covers. We can also just pour a thin strip like that. You see how it wants to run? And just start brushing it back. Make you some rondo like this. You can make it thicker. That way it doesn't run as much. Alright, in my haste to get this done, I forgot one important step. So I had to wipe everything back off and redo it. But I didn't have much. What it was is I didn't add the hardener. And that's kind of an important step on this. So I got ahead of myself trying to get this done. I got to get this done here soon. Being too concerned with them cracks right in there. And that's it. I will coat all that. As you can see, this stuff lays down and it kind of just self-levels itself out. Some spots will be thicker than others. That's why you gotta kind of work it, smooth it out. I'm not doing any downward parts right now. I'm just doing thin coat throughout here. Because there will be still parts that I may still have to go back and fill. Got deeper chips, cracks in it. Right in here. Get a good thick coat of this on there. It is fiberglass reinforced, so it will bond and add some rigidity and extra strength to the whole thing. I made a big batch of this so I could do a fairly thick coat on here, so spread it and let it set. Especially over these areas that had the bigger cracks in them. Crack falls in it, something falls in it, just pick it out. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. All this will level itself out. Let it sand down smooth. And this was total maybe about a half can of fiberglass Bondo. So I mean, I ended up not needing as much as I thought I would, but I'm gonna put a good coat on it. That way it's got plenty to hold on to shape. You know, that way it doesn't bond out, flex, crack, everything like that. Now you can take this a step farther and you can actually put in fiberglass tape and then coat over it, which I didn't have any fiberglass tape. You can add actual fiberglass mat, whatever you want into this. In this particular right here, tape would be the best. Because you can take it and you can mash it down in there real good. What do you think, Lee?
I think this is about to get high if you wanted to. This shit a little stout.
Hey, I mixed it a little heavy. I fucked up the first batch.
No hell.
Well, actually this batch, but I fixed it. I got it, started spreading it. Forgot it, put harder in it. Had to strip it back off, put harder in it.
It happens.
But I'm laying it thick right now on these where the heavier cracks were.
Yeah. We're gonna have to get this transferred over to a holding tank.
Yeah. Well, part of the problem with that other hose right now is that damn fitting on the end of the hose is constantly leaking.
Yeah.
It's bleeding pressure down.
Because that motherfucker's been running since I started using it.
Because that line's been leaking down.
I figured I'd stop, let the pressure build up, cool off a little bit.
Yeah. We'll get that sucker dug out. We'll let this kind of cure up a little bit. That way we can pick everything up and move it.
Yeah.
We'll get that lower out and we'll get that hook tore apart if we got to.
Well, I don't think you want to tear it apart. I think it's got two fittings on the other side. We just need a union. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Male, slide in there and connect.
I
And then
think,
you connect the hose to the other end.
yeah, we take that piece right there off.
What piece?
We'll pump to the tank.
No, you ain't got to take none of that shit off.
Oh, so.
I think there's two fittings on the
Oh,
other
is
side.
there? Alright. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll worry about that when we can get to it. Cause I don't want to try to squeeze my flat ass through here and knock the dash over.
Yeah, because this stuff is sticky and anything that gets in it right now is going to be in it. Little key hairs. Which a lot of this right here is going to be covered, but it'll still be
Yeah.
sealed. This right here is just getting coated basically with paint.
Well, at least that shit fill that fucking crack right there up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to get hard now.
Hell, the door's gonna cover that anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, it's all going to get filled and everything. Yeah, it's starting to harden now, so that's what I need it to do.
I ain't even got to my main cut yet.
Oh, yeah?
This is just cutting to get the door shut so I can take the and tack it in place and then open up the door, mark it out, pull the stuff up, break the tacks, and then cut it again.
Yeah. Alright, folks, that's what we got for right now. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And we're going to let it cure. I'm going to come back and mess with it again later. Alright, I'm back out here again. You can see, yesterday we sanded it down. So what it looks like after it's been wiped down. I've already wiped it down with rubbing alcohol, everything like that. Glass cleaner will work too. I don't have any of that on hand right now. The spray glass cleaner. But for right now, you can see I'm not worried about this edge because I still have to do the sides. But you see these dark spots like this? Those are all my low spots in here. It's got a bunch of little low spots. This dash was, you saw it earlier, it was kind of wavy and dented. So, I mean, it's got some low spots to it. So what I'm going to do is mix up another thin coat of the fiberglass resin. and some of the fiberglass Bondo, and then I'm just going to do a real thin skim coat over all these low spots and just kind of work them in. I'm going to take the Bondo paddle and I'll smooth it in on all these little low spots, and then I'll let it cure, and I'll come out here and sand it down again and just keep working the low spots until there's less and less of them. Because see right here, that's a good one that I can feel by hand. There's one right here I can feel by hand, and that major one right there. I mean, you can feel them all, especially once you get it smoothed down. So this is just, I mean, this is a time-consuming job, but if you want to do it, it's going to take some time, but you got to do it right. But in two ways, I'm going to mix up some more Rondo like I showed y'all earlier, a little bit of fiberglass resin, a little bit of Bondo. And I'm not going to forget the hardener this time, and we're going to have at it. Alright, so you just saw me do a real light skim coat on this thing. Force it into the cracks and the holes. We're going to let this cure up. And I'll go back through and I'll do a block sand on it. Hand sand. I kind of put some more. I brushed some on down here in the lower part of the dash. It's not the best, but it didn't have to be perfect. I'll go back and clean that up again. And then this side here. By the time I made it to the other side, it was already starting to harden up. So, like I said, this is just a thin skim coat for now. We'll go back over it again, sand it, shape it, and then I'll work this other side over here. But for right now, we're just gonna let it cure. So when I get back to it, I'll turn you back on. All right, y'all, I'm back out here working on that dash. Y'all saw the last clip; it was just brushed down. Had to let it cure. I went over it so far with some 100, 120 grit sandpaper. I still got to do, do the lip right here, down here. I still need to coat the front, take the glove box off, do all the sides, things like that. I still got to work the corners and shape all that. But you can see where my low spots are. So I still got to blow this off, clean it down real good. You can see where I've been out here sweating, dripping on it. Blow it down, wipe it down real good, and then all the low spots I'll go through and I'll make another batch and skim coat it. Let it cure, and then I'll start doing, I'll mix up another batch of the Rondo, and I'll do this, I'll do the glove box, and both ends. But this is where we're at right now on it, and making progress. Be back with you more later when I get more done on it. Alright, we're back out here on the dash. I did a fiberglass coat that y'all saw a little bit ago. I had a couple spots that had cracked, I guess due to the heat outside out here, no support on the upper part, and sanding, and I had a little crack out right there, and one right there. I went back and mixed up some regular Rondo, just fiberglass resin and Bondo, so it's a little bit different color. I spread that on there, and then I did what I really don't know what I call it, but you spread it on, and then it's kind of a fucking, I guess a scrape coat, I guess. It kind of heavy scraping it in. That way it'll fill in all the little smaller dips and spots. You can see spots where it's white, and then spots where it's not. Not the whole thing hasn't been done. I went back over and put another coat on top of it. That way I could kind of sand it back down. But I kind of forced the Rondo into the lower level areas. And then when this cures up, I'll go back and I'll wet sand it, or not wet sand it, but block sand it. And then if there's any other low spots, I'll go in and I'll mix a little bit more and just fill low spots as I need. And then I'll work on the sides again, the front, all that. We'll get it all sanded down smooth. I'll put a couple of coats of high build primer on it, and I'll sand it down. Like I said, if there's any spots that'll need to be refilled, I'll go back and work on them, either with a small batch of Rondo or glazing putty. But we're gonna get this dash done here soon. We got a couple of weeks left. Weather's supposed to be getting cooler. Well, let's see, it's almost September. So we got about 3 months left till we got to have this thing completely done. We want to get it done before then, of course. Trying to get it all. Anyway, I don't know what just happened. Phone decided it didn't want to stop work. So anyway, we're going to try to get all this back together, get it cleaned up, smoothed out, get it painted, and put it back in the truck. We want everything done more than enough time for turkey drag. Weather's been extremely ridiculously hot. We got a cold front coming through, so hopefully it'll give me more chance to work throughout the week. So when I get back on here on it, I'll show y'all some more. Alright guys, I forgot to turn the camera back on. I got it out of here and got back to working. You see where I've already got it sanded back down. Everything's smooth for the most part. I got a few little dips here and there still. Nothing major. Mainly parts I got to work on now is going to be these trim right in here. Around all these pockets where the grates will fit back down. On the front right here. And then I still got to do down here. Do the glove box. Clean the glove box pocket up right in here. Do these sides. But for the most part, I think the top is pretty much ready for a high build primer. I mean, I'm not an expert at doing this. I've only done it most of the time. The fiberglass work, stuff like that, rebuild work I've done has been bumpers, body kits, things like that. Hood repair, a couple hood repairs, but nothing like this on a dash. So I'm still kind of learning it too. So if you see something I'm doing wrong, comment, let me know. Tips, anything like that that y'all might have. But for right now, that's what I got. I'm gonna let it sit out here for a bit. I'm gonna go find me the stuff I need to do this right in here. Then I'll get this dash tilted up to where I can work on this faceplate right here, all the way along the bottom. It's still kind of tacky feeling. It hadn't had a lot of light exposure. And get all that done, and then I'll work on these ends. And then after that's done, I'll get it, like I said, smoothed down. I just hit it with the DA for now. I'm gonna get some better grit sandpaper. Go over it with a good sand. After I put some high build on it, just kind of block sand it down, get everything even, smooth as possible, and go from there. So when I get back on it, I'll show y'all more. Alright, you can see where I just hit it with some primer. I got a couple spots that popped up. That's what I needed it to do. You can see a little crack right there that's popped. I still got a little bit more right there I got to fill. A couple little spots right there I need to go back over. I don't know how you can see them with the light. The cracks. A little crack here still, crack there. This stuff still flexes a little bit. So being that it's not bolted down, I still got to go over the edges and everything like that. Still need to do the front. I still need to finish shaving this pocket right here out. Or smoothing this pocket right here rather. I still got some work to do on it. I was just trying to get some some primer down on it where I can see some of the worst spots. I'll hit it. I'll go back with my Dremel and I'll carve these little spots out. Then I'll mix up a little bit of fill putty, fill it in, glazing putty, something to fill in spots. We'll let this primer dry and I'll kind of wet sand it and go from there. And we'll move from that to working on that, get that glove box off, flipped it over, working on the front, the bottom down there, and the ends, and then we'll have it ready for paint. This thing should be back together, cleaned up, and ready for paint, or rather, cleaned up, finished all the edges, bottom, all that, final coat of paint, or primer, sanded, smooth, cleaned up, and painted, and should be back in the truck by next week. We got a 3-day weekend coming up, so got a lot more work I can get done on it rather quickly. So that's what it is for now, but we'll be back when we're working on it more. Alright, we're back out here on this dash. I moved to a different location where I can work. So some weather coming in. I got to I'm gonna mix up some Rondo, paint this side right here, all this bottom, all the way along the bottom, down under here, around here. I got to do That spot right there is pretty much ready. And just this side right here, I'm gonna get it done, and then when everything's ready, we're gonna get it a good sand. I still gotta go through and shape these lips where the parts snap in place. You can see those are a bunch of the parts we gotta put in. I gotta clean my shop back up again. Lord have mercy, this is a mess. Anyway, I'm gonna get this stood up better to where I can lay this down as kind of a flat surface instead of an angled. That way when I mix that rondo up, it doesn't just run. It'll kind of sit and it'll fit self level and all that. So I'm gonna get the camera set up. I'm gonna find a spot to put some of this stuff, and I'm gonna get it going. Alright, as you can see, I went through and I put rondo all down the sides, down the bottom. And I'll let this cure a day or two, however long it takes. The humidity's kind of wonky right now. Got storm blowing in and a cold front. So that's why I moved it back here. Let it back here and cure out. When it's done, I'm gonna sand it. And then any cracks or pinholes that pop in or pop up, I'll just take and fill them with spot putty, glazing putty, sand it back down, and we'll get it primered again and ready for paint. So we're getting a little bit closer. When I get back on the next step, I'll be back with y'all. Alright, back out here working on the dash again. I got all the parts out here laid out, primered up. Unfortunately, all that Bondo fiberglass resin mix I put on, about 99% of it had to come back off. I don't know if the hardener for the Bondo just wasn't any good and it didn't want to set right or what, but it just stayed gummy the whole time. So we scraped it out, sanded it down, smoothed the dash. I still got spots to do, of course. Reshape, clean up. But it's all primered now. Gotta fix that little spot right there. We're burning through a little bit. Just clean up all these edges still. Still gotta do some glazing putty, spot fills on the top, things like that. Find some high build primer or something. But that's where we're at on this right now. We're gonna let this cure, let the paint dry, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll come back out here and mess with it a little bit more again here in a bit. That's where we're at right now. The dash is slowly coming along, slowly but steadily. Alright, we're back out here on the dash. I got a couple of the parts painted. Test fitted that piece. Test fit these pieces. I did some more sanding. Got a couple spots that were low spots, cracks, that I cut out, filled in. Just kind of reshaping it, trying to fill it in, make it everything tighter and cleaner. But for the most part, that's what it's going to look like right now. Still got more touch up, more paint, sanding, all that. But that's what we got for now, so I'm going to keep working on it, and I'll be back with y'all. Alright, back out here on this dash again. I got it scuffed down, sanded down, and we are fixing to shoot some paint on it. See how it turns out. If we got too many imperfections that we can't hide with the paint, then we'll work it from there. So I'm going to put y'all on time lapse right now, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so I got the first coat down on it, kind of heavy. Got a few imperfections in it, but it ain't bad. I mean, consider it's my first time doing a fiberglass dash, or reshaping and repairing a dash. You know, I did fiberglass, Bondo, Rondo, all that stuff. I didn't fleece it, so I mean, it's not going to be 100% perfect. I got a few flaws in it, but you know, if he wants it fixed, or if he wants me to touch them up and fix those flaws, I will. It's not a big deal. He looked at it the other day, thought it looked good, said just go ahead and put some paint on it. So, I mean, I'm going to let him look at it again. If he changes his mind, we'll go back and do touch-ups on it and everything like that. I mean, he knew this is my first one doing. He knew it wasn't going to be 100% perfect. He wasn't expecting perfection. He wasn't expecting a $2,000 dashboard job. He just wanted to get rid of the cracks and the big seams and everything like that was in it. So, I mean, hopefully he'll be happy with it. I mean, if not, then I mean, I'll repair it. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't mind. It's a learning experience. He took the opportunity and the chance on letting me learn with this. And I mean, so I mean, it's a win-win for me. If he doesn't like it, I'll work on it more. I get to learn more on how to fix it and perfect it and do better. I mean, like I said, I've done body kits, fender flares, things like that, repaired stuff like that. Regular fiberglass repair. I've never built or capped a part out of fiberglass. So, I mean, like I said, I never once claimed I was perfect or I was good at it, but it is a learning experience, and I do appreciate that opportunity for doing it. But for right now, I'm gonna let this cure, and then I'll be back with y'all. All right, got it all back assembled. I got to put the screws in for the glove box still. Got to do a touch-up spot I missed right there somehow. But that's it. Next step's when we get it put back in the truck. We'll see how it looks when it's in there. I'll be back with y'all when we get there. Alright, I'll find one in a minute. Alright, we're back out here on the dash. He's getting to see it for the first time in person. What you think on it so far?
I ain't only better once this motherfucker in.
Yeah. We putting all the parts back in, wiring harness back in. We're getting ready to put it in the truck.
For some reason I want to say this went by.
So we'll be back when we get more of it done. Alright, we got 90% of the dash in. We're doing some wiring, trim paneling, and everything like that. We hooked the batteries up last weekend that y'all saw. And, well, if y'all watched the other video, you'd have seen batteries got hooked up and how we did it. This is just, like I said, this is the follow-up finish up on the dash and interior work we've been working on. But, truck fires up, runs good, smooth. Now we're gonna work on running some more wiring, getting it cleaned out, put the kick panels and all that stuff in. But dash is in, dash is done. Well, almost done. I gotta put everything back together on it. But once it's all done, we'll get y'all another shot and we'll be done with this video for the week. Finally.
Yep.
Alright, we got it all back together other than door handles or window cranks, waiting on new ones of those to come in. He's got billets ordered. The dash is in, center console's in. It's taken me a minute to get this dash done, but like I had said in this video earlier, it's the first time I've done a dash and I didn't fleece it, so I just tried to repair what was there. Door panels, like I said, you can see. It definitely stands out now. So here later we might take them and do some dragging, who knows. But she's done. So like I said, this video was going to be me doing the interior, you know, was mostly the dash, but y'all seen some of the interior previous videos. Dash is in. So what y'all think? Let us know. Appreciate y'all watching. You know, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. They got some new feature called hyping videos. I don't know what the hell that is, but get on there and do that for me too.
Yeah.
We about 800 subscribers. Slow and steady growth. So let's try to hit 1,000 before the end of the year, guys. Appreciate y'all.